Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Deplorables with Attitude. I'm your host, Ben. So good to see you again face to face. I do apologize for the audio onlys. They will happen from time to time as I'm moving around the country, etc. and so forth. And when I finally move to New York, there will be a hiatus. There will be a hiatus of audio, and I will promise you, the guests on that show will blow your fucking head off. Straight off. They will be fantastic, and you'll be like, I don't need to see his face and fabulous jawline. Jaw clench. See it? So, the audio is great. This is good. There's a lot of pressure. I'm staring right at my face when I do this. It's like weird. I see like the LCD panel. I'm like, I don't want to look at it. I don't want to go away. But like, I do that for the sake of like continuity. And I feel like Sebastian should be the one looking at that. What the fuck? Why don't you look at that? I don't look at myself. You do it. So I've been going to a lot of business dinners. I'm getting fat again because I was cutting down the weight. It was going down, and now it's getting heavy again. And the people at the dinners are like, "Hey, why don't you bring your girlfriend? Why don't you bring your fiance?" I'm like, why would I bring a woman to a place where I'm being cucked for the almighty dollar? Why would I bring a woman there? Like, it's weird. It's a casual sort of business dinner. I don't need to bring a woman. They start to know me. I see them again and again, these business people. And they're like, I'm like, why does she want to do that? I want to do off-putting humor. I want to say inappropriate sexual things. I can't do that in front of you people. You won't give me any money when I do that. I have to talk about make off-putting comments about interest rates if they go any further. I'm going to have to take out another loan on my jet. It's just not, that's not funny. And so things I'd like to do, like back during the Me Too movement, dating smoke show as I do, Wilhelmina Models, high five. You guys are great. She was in the booth with friends of ours. I had to click her. And she had a choke collar on. And so I would just like click hit the button. Randomly, she'd just get out of the booth and sit on her knees. And then I'd click it again. She'd get up and go back into the booth. And that was during the height of the Me Too movement. I thought it was very funny and very off-putting. It wasn't for proving a point or anything. It was to have other people just in the restaurant go gasping. I thought it was hilarious. Even once I had her on a leash, so we'd go to the grocery store, and I had a friend filming surreptitiously from the side, and so she'd like be at the cereal section, all these like indulgent items, sugary stuff, and I would just like she would just go like trying to get it, and I'd be like, no, stop, sit, and it was just really really funny, and that's on YouTube, and that is very funny. Also on the TikTok, which I don't even know why I do that. I don't do it that often anymore. I think it's really vile. It's so just like post whatever, and I'm not saying like quality is an issue. It's just like it's too saturating. It's like it's crack cocaine. It's just like you can look at those things for hours. Some of them are really well done. That's great. Most of them are really done. They're better than my stuff. But like not this like the video like setups. Like I have the Range Rover Diaries. That was my little mini series. That's good, but like people do that shit every single day. Like that's their job. I don't know that I'd want to do that. Like make mini videos for social media to push like, I don't know. It's like, yeah, but what if you want to do a film or something longer form? Well, then you have to sacrifice that, and that's your moneymaker. And then what it does is basically sets up this barrier to entry to actually create something new and different because you don't have the time. It takes so much effort just to do the other things. You can't write the movie. You can't film it, because you're doing the TikTok videos that make you all your thing. And as soon as you stop, you lose market share. And so it basically is a self-perpetuating system of indentured servitude. You just sign up and boom, yes, I'll be a slave for the rest of my life to social media because I need the money. And you'll never do anything else again. You'll never read a book extra about something else and try a different venture because it's just pushing out content. And the algorithm is an evil son of a bitch. But let's get down to brass tacks here. Let's get into brass tacks. I really like, I enjoy the sanctions. I enjoy the high gas prices because I'm eating so much. I walk more now. Don't want to waste money on gas, so I walk in more, burning off those LBs. I like seeing Russian supermodels from Instagram in their shitty apartments instead of on yachts. Because they can't go anywhere now. All the oligarchs are just parked home. They're selling their soccer teams. It's like, I like that. It humanizes them. It's like, that's just a regular girl. Smoke show in her shitty apartment in some random town in Lithuania or whatever. And that's great. So, okay, I like that. But what I will not stand for, what I will not tolerate is movie stars and famous people doing videos and solidarity shit that basically serves to push their own brand under the guise of being caring and altruistic. Like someone saying, I stand by blah, blah, blah on social media. It's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. You're just trying to get people to like, oh, you're great. You're a good person. So if you're a good person, you're not bad. We can't we're just, your screen's black. You put up a black screen for BLM. Good for you. You're one of the good ones. Like that type of thing. But it's worse when celebrities do it because it's very focused on them. They're not just putting up a black screen. They have a testimonial like this woman.
Dear President Vladimir Putin, I'm so sorry that I was not your mother. If I was your mother, you would have been so loved, held in the arms of joyous light. Never would the stories plight the world unfurled before our eyes, a pure demise of nations sitting peaceful under a night sky. If I was your mother, the world would have been warm. So much laughter and joy, and nothing would harm. I can't imagine the stain, the soul-stealing.
That's what I'm talking about. This woman is trying to get on Baywatch, like, I don't know, Baywatch Miami Nights or whatever the fuck, some new shit. She's going to get on How I Met Your Mother as a guest star where she plays like, I don't know, she kind of has like an androgynous 10% to her face. Maybe she's a trans neighbor. I don't know. Something she's going to do. And it's not about Ukrainian people. It's not about anti-Putin. Even though, if I was her agent, I wouldn't necessarily go down this road because it sounds kind of like pro-Putin. Like I'd like to breastfeed Putin if he was a baby. And also, some women get like, somewhat tangential what I'm saying, they get aroused by breastfeeding. It's kind of a freaky shit she's kind of referencing here. So like, like she's going to like get sexually aroused by breastfeeding a baby Putin. I don't know what the fuck she's really doing here other than just being a dumb blonde bitch that thinks she can get on a new show or perpetuate her career by selling out at the expense of real people in her constituency that are thespians, actors, that are Russian, that are being canceled right now. Because they're not making any money off it, and they're the ones that should be making money off of the Ukrainian war. But they're not. They're literally people like Anna Netrebko, a soprano, and Valery Gregoriev, a conductor at the Met Opera, were asked to cancel. So, like, basically say we stand with Ukraine, we hate Putin, we hate Russia, whatever. And they said no, they just didn't want to be involved, and they were canceled. Fascist bullshit from private organizations, but still, it's corporations being afraid of the mob, right? Washington Redskins. Oh, well, we're not ever going to change the name, Dan Snyder says. And then all of a sudden, FedEx threatens to pull their sponsorship for the stadium. And he's like, oh, shit, that shit's racist as fuck. Commanders, yeah. That's not real, man. That's bullying. That's McCarthyism. That's being blacklisted. But you're blacklisting, like, the oligarchs, I understand. Making money off the fall of the USSR, very corrupt, Vorzakonia, like, I'll break you. Yeah. Yeah, знаю. Ты знаешь. Красный, сучки, брудный красный. That's actually just Timothy means all the bad bitches bowed down before me. It's a great rap song. Yeah, so, yeah, it's like, it's just not, you don't, Kanye. Oh, shit. He's fucking up. He's usurping Spotify by putting out his next album by forcing people to buy the stem player. He's just transforming the whole streaming game. He's saying, fuck you to the man. We have to cancel all the black rappers that don't immediately denounce Kanye and his little move to make $200 per album through the stem player. It's the same idea. That didn't happen. I wonder why. It's vile. You're going to get people to denounce their dictator who could kill them. They're rounding up people in Russia and Ukraine that are like they're anti-Putin. Well, not in Ukraine necessarily, but probably soon when they occupy more and more cities. And you're telling them in the United States, oh, by the way, denounce him publicly. And you'll be fine when you go back to Moscow. Nothing will happen to you. Oh, bullshit. What are you, out of your fucking mind? He's only getting more powerful by taking over the Ukraine. It's a actually fucking crazy thing for someone to do. What if their families? Like, oh, my grandmother still lives in Moscow. Oh, she's fine. Please just denounce Putin. You can just sing like Phantom of the Opera. We'll let you do that shit. Like, Christine, let your mind tell you where you want to go. Let your soul. That wasn't bad. It's just like no reciprocity, no sense of self-awareness to know these people have families in Russia. They want to go back to their homeland, and you're telling them to just say fuck you to the country they were born in or their nationality or whatever because of the guy who happens to be the president/dictator. Do you ever think about how did Zelensky come to power in fucking Ukraine? How did that happen? Did Zelensky not throw his opposition leader in prison? Did he not cancel some TV stations that were anti-him and more pro-Russia? How interesting. Is that not what a dictator does? How odd that a fucking actor becomes the head of a pro-West state, and then he's just a great democracy, pro-democracy, good. Hey, I care about people, and I'm all about like equality and like trans rights, and also I speak some derivation of Russian, so like I'm cool, man. Fuck that. He's a puppet, and a Jewish billionaire backed him, who has some shady shady shit in his background. So it's like, what exactly is the game here? Like, who are you really trying to be in solidarity with? The United States as a government, as a NATO in general, they don't give a fuck about the Ukraine. It's the leverage that Ukraine has for Gazprom and Rosneft, oil and gas interests in Russia that could flow through the Ukraine to Europe. Europe purchases 40% of all their products in oil and gas from Russia. They're still doing it. The U.S. is buying Russian crude right now. True, we haven't stopped that. The sanctions haven't affected that. Like, what exactly do you think they're doing? They're trying to protect the future of their country. That's what Putin's doing. He's not. And there's also another element of it. He wants to protect his gas interests and the leverage he has by taking away the proxy that stands between him and his servicing the rest of Europe and the United States and the world. The other part that's happening is when he talks about like Ukraine being a Nazi, he's partially making fun of how the West called Trump with his stepson, who's Jewish. He called him a Nazi, pro-Hitler. He's partially making fun of that. But he's also referencing the homogeneous statehood nature of NATO, European Union. He thinks it's fascist, it's destroying diversity, it's all for the good of the state, for the greater good. And then the corporate nature of that, the canceling that we're seeing by private companies going along with the anti-Ukrainian, pro-government, pro-Western government movement is a kind of cohesion of corporatism and government that's very fascist in of itself. So when Putin says some of the things he says, Nazi, it's not literally meaning Nazis. It's a representation of what Nazism and fascism meant back in the day. I will say I could have sworn there was a soundbite where he referred to the drug addict thing, the Ukrainians are drug addicts, the government officials, but he used a meth addict, which I was like, that has to be about Hunter Biden. It has to be. Has to be about Hunter Biden. There's just no way it's not. I could be wrong, but I could have sworn he said meth addict specific. That's a very specific one. Not fentanyl, not magic mushrooms. That would have been funny. They're magic mushroom addicts. They're tripping. They're Joe Rogan fucks. That would have been funny, but no, it was meth. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to say 70, 80% sure on that one. So like this woman, going back to this gorgeous blonde woman, androgynous 10%. You got to have, Anna Katchian on the Red Scare Top that says for someone to be attractive, and Kelsey has this too. There's like I have a picture somewhere. You've seen her, gorgeous. There's a 10% like this jawline of women that like are like supermodel. Like, there's like the masculine nature of their face, right? It's stronger jaw. There's a 10% androgynous that you need to be gorgeous. And this woman's beautiful. And I wish her the best of luck. And I hope she gets back on a 90210 reboot where she plays someone's stepmom and she's jacking off like all his friends or something like that. I hope that happens. But this is not the forum. Do not just put a black screen on your social media, arbitrarily speaking. It serves no purpose other than a statement to let people know that you're part of the cult. Like, you don't need to do that. No one thinks that you're bigoted if you don't do that. There is no American-Ukrainian connection in terms of culture that is significant enough to have all this propaganda that we're pushing right now. And then to cancel individual Russians, some of whom are not even Russian citizens, they're U.S. citizens, but they have that Neskrova name. Their name sounds like a 1980s bad guy. Most of the bad guys in the 1980 movies were German and they were in Lethal Weapon. But, there's some Russian ones, like Rocky, like Draco, I'll break you. So, yeah, it's just, it bothers me. It bothers me. People, the cancel culture thing is weird for this particular purpose, and canceling just independent citizens of a country because of their nationality. How is that not McCarthyism, racist? It's disgusting, in my opinion. Particularly when artists like her are getting off on it and self-serving for their own career. I really believe that's what she's doing. She can go ahead and talk shit about me if she wants to, but I'm 90% sure that's what the fuck she's doing. Can't just be about, hey, no one's going to see this. They're just going to be like, I'm just part of the team. It's too specific. It's too Gal Gadot. Imagine all the people. Shut your fucking mouth, you fucking superwoman motherfucker who like jacked off Bill Clinton. You were Bill Clinton's girlfriend. We all fucking know it. You were his mistress. That's G shit. Count me on that one. That's true. Look it up. Gail Godot was Bill Clinton's like seeking arrangement girl, whatever the fuck. Damn straight. Maybe it wasn't directly monetarily speaking, but it was like, hey, I can get you the Superwoman bar. You let that ass work all night overtime. All right, let's get your dress dry cleaned. All right, that's just one of my pet peeves. If you don't dry clean it, it comes back to me. So yeah, I haven't done Bill Clinton in a while, so it's kind of like, but it's fine. Another cancel thing that's happening. We're canceling children that are selling Girl Scout cookies. Apparently, Girl Scouts all around the country. I bought some recently. The ones with the coconut and the chocolate. I don't know what they're called, but I bought them. But little girls, 5 years old or whatever, are being harassed. I don't know how old Girl Scouts are. They're not 5. But they're like, like 10, 8, 7, whatever. Are being harassed by adults who are walking by their stand with their cookies. And they're like, that shit's unhealthy. They're like berating them. Like that has sugar. That's poison. And they're even making connections like your cookies are help abortions. Like there's something about like Girl Scouts, like the money from selling cookies goes to Planned Parenthood or some shit like that, which is apparently is not true. So it's like, what a bizarre. And they're also like, they're taking the canceling of children the most disgusting, vile way, and they're turning it to like a conservative nature. Like, oh, well, Republicans are doing this. They're berating people with Girl Scout cookies. I'm like, conservative people don't do that. They don't attack children in this way, and they don't care about diet. Conservatives are fat fucks in Texas. You get what I'm saying? Like, not Austin, but everywhere else. They love their steaks, and when they have second and third dinner, they don't care about Girl Scout cookies. This is a very bizarre thing. So you're telling me that, or it's bilateral. So the liberals are attacking the children for the sugar stuff and being like not vegan enough, and then the Republicans are coming in and saying, yeah, also I don't really care about the sugar cookies, but you got to stop the abortion shit. That box of cookies killed a baby last week. Killed a baby. I don't know. But like, what kind of psycho do you have to be to like berate a child selling cookies? Like, did they steal your money and kick you in the nuts? No, they were trying to sell you some fucking Thin Mints. Who gives a fuck? It's weird, but I wouldn't be surprised. We saw it on like Nextdoor during the pandemic. Who is that black man on the corner not wearing a mask? Anyone know? And then like whole thread, like, yeah, I saw him too. I totally saw him. Like, is this racist that we're doing? No, we care about the mask, of course. But he is black, right? Yes, he has dreadlocks. His name is Jamal. How do you know his name is Jamal? I'm just guessing. He's definitely not racist. But that's what they do. They're disgusting. It's so perverted. The fascist nature of just like. I'm an upper middle class or middle class, like, white bitch that drinks like green smoothies and does yoga. And I voted for, Kamala Harris, even though Biden was really running for president, because she's amazing. She's black and a woman, so that's even better. So, oops, my vote didn't really count for anything, but it's fine. They're just frightening people. That's a dangerous group. The women at like in the suburbs, they're frightening. They're crazy. Women are crazy in general, but now you're getting them out of the house. Somehow they're driving a car without crashing it. That's amazing. And they're getting to the voting booth. And now that you brought the voting booth to them with the mail-in voting, they don't have to do shit. They can just go home, chain smoke while watching The View, and whilst drinking their vegan smoothie, and then like vote. Oh, who's Democrat? That one. Okay, good, done. Oh God, I can think if I get in and have a Chardonnay and just finish the day at 3:00, pick up the kids. Woo, do a little bit of coke, get up, pick up young Jamie and my adopted black child, and we're gonna be great. We're gonna be so happy together this week. My husband isn't gonna divorce me because I'm a good person. I'm good. I voted for Kamala. What's the racist one? Kamala. Well, I don't know which version. I don't know. All I know is that she stopped, like African American minorities that were convicted of like serious, like capital crimes in California from having their DNA evidence submitted in their appeal. Like she tried to block it, even though it was exonerating, exculpatory. It's kind of disgusting. I understand that's her job to do, but like I think it's kind of vile that like someone who's pro minority rights or talks about like the penal system and black people when she's running, but at the same time you're like, wait a minute, why would you? As an objective pro-law person, you're not. But if that is really what you should be in that position, be an assistant DA or whatever, why would you do that? Like, why would you deny evidence in such a way that was almost usurps every other form of evidence because it's DNA evidence? Because you're self-serving, all you care about is your career. Just saying. That's why they do plea deals. They only care about the convictions. They don't really care about anything. This is the notch in their belt. That's how they get to like go to a top law firm and to go private or whatever. It's what it is. Or run for office. It's all about that. Conviction rates. It's like, that's why the feds have like a 99% conviction rate. It's like, well, we'll put you in jail for the rest of your life, or you can take this plea deal. This is just what happens. It's like, done. So there it is. Actually, I really do give going ADD all the way today. Like people that go take federal cases to like court and like try them, like my friend Martin Shkreli. Gee, shit, that's baller. It's really impressive because it's just they don't really just go after you after a grand jury indictment if they don't like have something. So they're gonna get you on something. So I don't know. It is what it is. But yeah, Girl Scouts. I don't attack the children. Like if you attack a child, this is a public service minute. For you guys that might think this is okay to do, please don't do this. Like, this is what will happen to that child if you actually attack them and cuss them out or cuss out. It's because you're not really attacking them. The children aren't there alone. You're chastising the adults via the children. Like that's what you're doing. Like, your mom's a dumb bitch for forcing you to peddle that sugar poison. And next, she'll have you shaking your tail like John Benet fucking Ramsey on the catwalk. And before you know it, you'll be panhandling on the side of a road with a lab you got from the shelter named Trixie, which just happened to be your stage name when you were at the Crazy Horse back in high school. I don't know. Something like that. Just some long phrase like that. I like Girls at Crazy Horse. That was my first strip club. I was 19 and I had to wear a pink shirt and I got 2 strippers to fight over me, which is amazing because you're not young, don't really have any money, and yet still I dated one of them and saw them every time I was like, this is on a golf weekend trip. It was very short. Dated one of them during a golf trip, like a 2-week trip of golf in Myrtle Beach, and then I met another one I liked better and started dating her there. I was like, this is like I didn't have sex in high school, then all of a sudden I was dating 2 strippers. It's amazing how like this thing. Don't kill yourself because something stupid can happen. Red Scare Podcast, one of their quotes. It's 100% true. It's like I'll never get laid. All of a sudden I'm dating 2 like kind of B, C list amount. They could have been awesome if they just chose a different path. They like but not necessarily made as much money. Sometimes these girls make 2 G's a night. So power of the pussy. It's just. But yeah. They actually I had to pay the club to let me back in because the girls were fighting over me. Like, who am I, No, I'm Ben. What's up? Better guard your bitch. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the Girl Scouts. They're good cookies. I mean, they're fine. They're fine. I think they're fine. I don't think they're like particularly special. But they're okay. So I wanted to talk about this. I think it's interesting. Apparently, a lot of fertility doctors are enjoying using their own sperm to impregnate patients instead of anonymous donors. And I thought about this from a porn standpoint. Like if you were to like think of something, how like in porn, sometimes the stuff that is really gets you off is so fucked up that if you were to watch it, like going to like for enjoyment outside of masturbating, you would be like appalled and hate yourself and like I don't know, like want to confess to God and then like maybe wash your body real quick, like I don't know, was like Leonardo DiCaprio on Shutter Island, who's just like, or like Macbeth, you just like so like it's outside of sex. The most fucked up thing is the best sex, and then as soon as you like the thought leaves you, you're like, oh, I hate myself. That is the thought I have with the sperm. I'm a doctor and I'm like, oh my God, I could use my own shit and just make a bunch of me. It serves my narcissism. It perpetuates the world with what I think is the ultimate human being as a male, me. And I'm essentially like having like proxy sex with tons of women that are just like open their legs willingly. Like I see the sexual fucked up this thing. I'm just like, the people that fertility should just be women. That's just weird. Unless the women do their thing where they take out their own eggs and put them into the woman, so they're like, my girls are gonna populate the earth. Yeah. Like so, it's not the other person's egg, not the girl's egg. It's actually the doctor's. Maybe you just need like robots to do it, but then maybe they'll like start having like giving birth to Terminators. I don't know. It's a very hard thing to get over, like the narcissism of it, like of just like giving like like you're giving out you. Epstein wanted to do this. He wanted to like impregnate all these women with him because like he wanted his seed to perpetuate the earth. And this is kind of like a high IQ thing because Elon Musk keeps doing this. He even like finds women he likes, divorces them, and marries them again, like Tallulah Riley. I don't know how did she get 2 settlements out of that divorce? Amazing. It's like, oh fuck, all right, 30 million, okay. Hey, a month later. Hi, I just finished building a rocket ship. I just wondered if you have any time to come over. There's not a booty call, just so that we could watch a movie or something. Well, what do you want to watch, Elon? Risky Business or something. I don't know. And then she comes over and they have sex again. And it's like, oh, more kids, and then like, oh, okay. Second time around, $100 million she gets. So like, it's just. There's a thing about like, also Elon's talked about how he thinks like sex is an act that's like kind of boring and pointless, but like giving like kids is the most important thing. Like, yeah, like fundamentally that is psychologically for women to have a child in a way, for a man less so, I think. They more recognize their children as they get older. Men are not the best fathers in the first year. It's just a psychological thing. I don't know. But like, yeah, there's something about that nature nurture thing with women more than men in the first couple. But like, it's like, the whole point of sex is procreation, and it's so practical and kind of like Aspergery, like asexual, that like I don't know. But like you break it down to like this thing from normal people, normal humans, that are not super mad geniuses, but like, yeah, they're doctors. They've done something, and like, oh my God, women come in. They have needs, like they can't get pregnant. Like you could facilitate that. You could give them life, and what better life than you're a part of you. Like you get, not only do you get to help them, it stays with them forever, at least until it turns 18. That is a fucking naughty thing. I'm just saying, like from a porn, like sexual, like, oh, that's fucking wrong. Not from a rapey thing. It's not really that. It's, see what I mean? Like, it's just like, it's like, ooh, it's kind of hot in a fucked up. I'm just saying, I don't agree with it. It's wrong. They should go to jail, but they haven't. Like one of the doctors, he had his, what was this guy? What was his name? I saw him the other day. Hold on. There's so many of them. Yeah, this guy. He's like Donald Klein from Marion County, Indianapolis. He had his license suspended when he was already retired. What kind of punishment is that? That's it. He doesn't go to jail or anything. He's just good. These women paid him to basically give them his sperm, and he's just like, I'm in Mexico, baby. I'm straight. I'm Yeezy. That's fucking awesome. Not awesome. Sorry, a little ADD. I gotta like watch the words. I'm saying. I just get excited. It's like this guy's kind of a freak. I'm like, no. I'm saying it's very interesting. It's I'll have to do some more research and psychoanalyze why this person would do such an atrocious. No, it's just fucking naughty, man. This guy's just, I'd be like jacked off to it, just like, oh God, it's so hot. He participated in his fantasy and then he got jacked off about it later. It really sucks right now that my computer's saying it's like low on batteries. I was too lazy to bring in my cord, so I'm gonna have to stop the show at some point and then go get it. But I'm in a groove. What the fuck? Should I stop right now? Pause 1 second. Okay, we're back. Sorry, that was occupational hazard if this being ADD. Is it on? Yeah, it's on. Okay. So fertility doctors. So also in the news, unrelated to fertility doctors, somewhat related to Russian oligarchs being sanctioned because none of them bought this house. The Bel Air mansion, the one, that really ugly monstrosity where everyone films, or they have like parties there and like stuff like that. People rent it out, but it was originally on sale for $500 million, and now it's finally sold for $126. It's sold. It's years. Bankruptcies. Don Hankey's company Westlake funded it. A billionaire, kind of like used car salesman type guy, took a wash on it for years. I think he like put up $90 million as part of the financing. Really rough. Bankruptcies involved. Billionaires getting fucked over by this property, developing it. Finally sold. The costliest house sold at auction. But it's not like Ken Griffin's $238 million mansion in New York City, the penthouse. But it's very nice. It's ridiculous. It's ugly as fuck. You can see it's not. Yeah, it's just it's like kind of looks like a laboratory with like a moat around it. This water, it's like women that are naked will just swim around in laps in kind of a circular trapezoidal fashion. It's fine. I don't. It's just ugly, and it's like, like it would make sense to purchase the property and like destroy most of it, because most of it I feel like would just be an underground garage. It's not that interesting, you know. And I will say, if you want that house to sell for more, you lift the sanctions, like so the Russians can bid on it. You don't like that's one of the problems here is like they help facilitate the economy. You know, we need the Russian oligarch money. Sometimes for me, I think about the Russian oligarch who, like, you know, he has a slew of sluts, just not sluts, beautiful women, I shouldn't say it. And then one of them like gets jaded by him, or like he's like, I've had enough of you, like Tony Soprano with that Russian, Tony, no, Tony, and then she's like really upset, and then she finds me, and I'm like, you know, of course I'll be your daddy for like, you know, the weekend, and you know, it was great sex and it was wonderful. That's the type of thing, like, you know, like I don't ever have that fantasy that, you know, that sucks. Or all the Russian hoes, you know, like I'll fly them in business class because I'm not going to fly them on a private jet. I don't have that type of dough. But business class, come see the Ben. You know, that type of thing. I guess that's a net positive. There might be more availability there. But really, I think that like the Russian oligarchs are just hanging out in their dashes, and they're just like having the girls come in on G-Wagons to save money because gas prices on the G5 is just so expensive. So I don't know. But like I feel like if they were available, they would have bid up this price a little bit more, maybe. But then again, they could have bought it before the Russians ever invaded Ukraine. They could have bought it before the Russians ever invaded Crimea in 2014. So it could, you know, they didn't buy it because they probably like, you know, this is kind of ugly fucking house. It's like, what the fuck is this? It's like geometric fucking nightmare, you know? It's like Picasso's wet dream on acid, a terrible house. So yeah, I don't know. It's not a fan, but I think we do need more extravagance like this. That's like, you know, like we need more like money, the rich really hide how much they spend more than ever before. They know that the mob, the Fronde, like the peasant uprising in France, they know that can happen to them, and they could just be like, you know, killed. You know, I think Ivan Borsky, his last like helicopter ride from his place before he was indicted was like he like landed in the middle of New York, and then one of the option traders that he was friends with, who also happened to be friends with the boss, Bruce Springsteen, was like chastising him, like, you can't do that. You can't let people know, like people will kill us, like how much money we can like just like go to lunch in a helicopter, you know. So like they've done a better job in this world of like social media of being kind of like not like you see the yachts, but you're like, who is the guy? Like, what? It's just there's no like attack vector. They're just so big, they're untouchable, and like it's really unclear. Like, yeah, he goes to a rest. Like, how does the money spent? Well, it's spent on all this influence and stuff that's kind of meta. It's like an ownership of a stake that pushes this thing, like Palantir, like, you know, and then you have these commercials that come on TV, and it's like, don't worry about us reading your emails. We're your friends. Don't worry about it. Don't worry that we can listen to your phone calls. We do that to optimize them for you so we can learn and get better. That's the type of shit that they do. And it's like, yeah, I guess that's fine. You know, this is cool. Yeah, I don't sell drugs or that's it's cool. You can listen to my voicemail. You want to know what I spent on ice cream this past month? That's fine. Yeah. Or like, you know, for me, you're like how many how many Magnum condoms I bought this past month? That's fine. I'm just kidding. Am I? So yeah, it's just, you know, it's one of those things. The money things we hear about are always like rappers buying like a Phantom Rolls Royce or something like that. It's just like that's like basic shit. Like yeah, it's expensive and everything, but it's like that. It's not the top tier shit. It's like no, like I like a guy from Qatar, you know it as, it's pronounced Qatar, buys like 500 virgins from like Octomom or something. Like that's the story, but no one talks about it because it's just like we can't let people know that we do this shit. You know, like Epstein was a small snidbit into that. Like you can't, like, oh, this house was bought. Oh, how wonderful. Oh, wow, they buy like houses and like. But reality is, you know, it makes more sense to actually rent your house and use this property as a cash flow entity and rent it out and stuff like that. But I digress. Yeah, like the real fucked up shit is like, oh, they're like harvesting organs from children and selling them on the black market at mass scales. But they don't talk about that because you can't know about, like, that's like, oh, they've talked to the space aliens in the DNT space, have negotiated a treaty to where like the girl from Fifth Element that sings like Mariah Carey can like, I don't know, like jack them off with her tentacle hair or something, and like once they die, and like perpetuity, like their version of like the 70 virgins or whatever the fuck us Muslims believe. I don't know. I can't remember. 40 virgins, 40 something. Anyway, 70 sounds right, but it's not the right number. It's like some number like 72. What an odd number. It's like 72 virgins. Why 72? Why not? I guess so. Speaking of like basic money, like basic, LeBron James lost $275,000 betting on Jorge Masvidal against Colby Covington. I watched the fight last night in its entirety, and here it is. Here's a clip from it.
Ow, son of a bitch!
I hope he gets out. I hope he gets out. I think that other woman, that other cat lady,
God damn you!
Fed her husband alliance. Anyways, that's basically that's a good representation of the fight. It like literally Masvidal's a stand-up puncher, striker, could not do anything, and Colby Covington kept putting his head like under Masvidal's chin so that like Masvidal couldn't like really like I don't know. It's like, I guess imagine like just keep like putting your fist underneath your chin and trying to push someone, and it forces your chin out, and then your leverage, your ability to it fucks it up. So it's interesting. It's like a spinal alignment thing. And so Colby Covington was like, and the Masvidal was just like, it's just like he couldn't like do it. It was amazing. I was like, this is the most dominant performance I may have ever seen that didn't involve brutal striking, like brutal striking on the ground. Brutal attempts to like submit. It was very like bombarding and smooth. Colby dominated that fight. He reminded me of a jacked up Conor McGregor with like better ground skills. We've seen Conor on the ground do things that he didn't do in previous fights from his earlier years. Like this, it's just like he looked like a bulky. It was Conor's gotten jacked recently, and so Colby is even more jacked and just looked like I don't know. It's just very, very good. Obviously, the striking isn't there, but like it's like this is a guy they should market. Colby Covington, what a fucking name, alliteration, and like just it's like Masvidal was a joke. I was like, this isn't even close. It's not even close of a fight. I don't know. I hope everyone enjoyed that fight. I can't do the commentary like Joe Rogan, like the masterful skill. If you see him do his like ZF9 suplex with the left hand and taking his pinky ring and twisting it at 90 degrees. He did that at 2 minutes and 37 seconds. Like, I don't do that. Okay, Joe. Half the people on that show are just like they're like, astrophysicists or like fucking like whatever, like the writers or former Marines. And even the Marines, like, they're like, okay, I have to like research like MMA. I'm about to do the Joe Rogan experience. They're like, okay, who's this guy's name? Okay, it's like, and then Joe's like, Did you see the Masvidal? Dude, did I see it? Are you kidding me? Oh, the UFC? Oh my gosh. Dana White? Great program. It's just like, it's just, I don't know. It's just like, everyone has to do, because no one loves it as much as Joe. No, and there's some kid that's like on YouTube that talks about it constantly that probably likes it as much as Joe. That's who Joe should have on. He should have on fans of UFC that are like amateurs and push their content to also have like bifurcated media streams. Why not? Like, why the fuck not? Because the commentary thing is not going to take away from the UFC. UFC, like there's not like UFC channel that's all day like analyst coverage. It's too monotonous. They don't. Maybe there is, but I don't watch it. I don't know anyone that would. It's like ESPN has some and blah 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 blah. But yeah, bring out like the kids on YouTube that are fucking obsessed with it, like former Hulk Hogan like obsessed people that believe like wrestling was real or didn't care. It's like, I think it's like me saying like I do ballet coverage or some shit. It's like, it's kind of weird. It's this pageantry at this point, right? And testosterone and steroids. But like, yeah, it's give him the platform. He does that with the comedians. He gives like, oh, this person's really talented. I saw them. Tim Dillon, like, he's so talented, and he was not making money like until recently. Like 3 years ago, Tim Dillon was not making 1/50th of the money he's making now. And he gives a lot of credit to Joe Rogan giving him a platform. That is so cool. Like what Joe Rogan's doing with comedians and giving them insurance, potentially giving them a platform for a new venue in Austin, helping other comedy clubs that have like struggled during the pandemic. That is fucking cool. It's really fucking cool. And so I don't know, like I don't know, like that's neat. I feel bad that he has to have like snipers and like ex-Navy SEALs on his property because some people are crazy. Joe, I'm the biggest fan, Joe. Hey, like, you know, it's like I have, you know, there's some crazies out there. I wrote him a letter directly to his house. I was so nervous writing the letter, I forgot to write a return address, so I rewrote another letter. I sent it to him. Sorry, I forgot to give you my return address. And he's like, dude, it's basic. And like I could see David, he's showing it to David Goggins. And he's like, man, what the fuck is this shit? Fuck that guy. I just feel bad. I'm like, you know, I've added him. I've added him on Twitter. I used to tell Kelsey, you know, I'm friends with like Justin Timberlake on a lot. And I was talking to him the other day. She's like, what do you mean you're talking to him? Well, I was like tweeting him, at him. It's just like, you know, it's like, why not? You know, why not? Like I have an idea for something that will help the Austin community. I'm just like, oh, hey, maybe you'd be interested. And it's like, the reality is that you have to have like a minimal viable product or something to be doing. Like, and say you do, there's a million people that then have that too. And it's like, listen, it's such a rough thing. You're asking for, I'm not asking for money. I'm just saying I'm doing this thing. I don't know if you're interested in talking about, ultimately it's kind of like, would you want to help? Yeah, I guess it is. But it's like some of these things are just charitable. I don't get anything from them. So, you know, I don't know. I'm just trying to be like, you should do that when you're doing better in your life and things are improving. You should give back. You know, you have to realize like it's that self, before you buy your Lambo or you lease your Ferrari or whatever the fuck bullshit you want to do to look like, you know, whatever, like I've reached the pinnacle. You should really think about like, you know, how hard it was for you to get there, and then think about your community and giving back a little bit. Like, you know, destroying Germany, Treaty of Versailles, like this destroying, like because of the war. Like, then you realize how they get bitter, and then World War II happens. And, like, you got to be careful about these sanctions. You know what I mean? Like, treat others how you want to. Like, you got to be careful, because a lot of these things are affecting other tangential pieces of the pie than Russia specifically. There's not going to be some peasant uprising in Russia due to sanctions that overthrows Putin. Are you out of your fucking mind? People are petrified of that fucker. Petrified of Putin. Putin petrified. Petrified Putin. No Putin petrified. Putin put the petrified in the people of the Putin puppet regime. And it's like this Nazi. You have all these like people getting angry. You're getting people like angry at the West for doing this. Like they're destroying like their livelihood. That's the delusion. The sanctions. I'm sure he has a game plan for that. It's like fun. We move the money through Bitcoin. A lot of the money probably already left Russia and are in like very complex accounts that are untraceable. Like, there's just realities that you can't avoid. They have tons of tranches that like never touch Russian connections, and like they just move money that way. Also, they probably have loan systems, third-party loan systems that can put leverage into those accounts based off of assets that are outside of Russian interest holdings that they can't again trace back to Russia. So there's just these saying the SWIFT thing, which is severe. It hurts Russian people. I can't. Hey, dude, can you like the Russian version? Can you like cash at me back for that borscht? That's beet soup that I bought you the other day. Oh yeah, sure. Oh shit. What about Apple Pay? Sure. No, that's not work. Can you Zelle me? No, dude. Where's my fucking money? it's like it's so it's just fucked. And like the actor thing too. It's like, oh, so what's your name? You want to try out for this part? Yes. My name is Andreev Karolin. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. You fucking evil motherfucker. I'm Chinese. Oh my god. You know, it's just like. I'm from Uzbekistan. You know, that type of thing. Like Uzbekistan's kind of like Asian-ish, and then getting racist, but they have like, you know, Russian ties, you know, Eastern. So it's like that type of thing. There's gonna be, the Russian phobia is really bad. It's really, really bad. Where are we? Okay, I guess so. 20. Okay. Math. Yeah. Oh, last thing I'll say. People are still wearing masks, and it's great. My friend is coming out with a documentary on Netflix. It's called Me and My Mask, Why I'll Never Take It Off. His name is Andrew Barris. He is a documentary filmmaker and other guy. I think his first thing he ever did was what was it called? The House Bunny with Amy Ferris. I think he was on set once. He was scratching his butt really early in the morning. Amy Ferris walked by and said, "Good morning." And that was funny. Also, the guy from who's that? You know that rock band? Like, I wake up every evening with a big smile on my face, and it never seems out of place. That guy. He was in the movie for a little bit, and he became friends with my friend. And there was supposed to be a scene where they're like the producer director said, "Hey, do you want to be in the scene where you just like hold hands and skip like two gay guys?" And my friend's like, "I'm good." And he regrets doing that. And that guy from, it's not Alien Ant Farm. It's like that type of time, but not that. And it never seems out of place. Oh, you're so probably working at a 9-to-5 pace. I mean, I'm tone deaf, but there's potential. But yeah, that guy. So. That, and he's done. He did a doc about the subway guys that do all the flips and like use the bars and hang on them and do dancing on the subway. He did a movie with like a Leonardo DiCaprio lookalike and the girl from fucking Jamesy Boy. Did Jamesy Boy? What the fuck is his name? The girl from Weeds, the lead in that, like I think slept with. Well, I can't say that. But anyway, a mutual friend of ours, it was just really kinky. I'm like, that's weird. That's interesting. It's like, you just think that she's like, like a accomplished actress person. Why was she sleeping with this fucker? I don't know. She just seems more like, but she's just a kinky, like, older woman. And I'm just like, that's dope. And her apartment in New York apparently is like fucking decked out, straight up, like, gorgeous, like floor to ceiling windows, 360. It's like a really nice apartment. I guess that Weeds money was pretty good. Was that 8 seasons? I don't know. What else do I want to talk about? You want to talk about anything else? You ask me a question or something? I guess I can't. This isn't live. I think I've done enough. I don't know. Show me your titties. I'm just kidding. Have a great week. I'll post this on Monday probably. I hope Ukraine, everyone that's in Ukraine right now that's been affected, I hope everything is. I hope you're safe. Really, really do. My first wife was Russian, and I got her citizenship in the United States. And I'm not supposed to say that. I did. It happened to get her. She got a green card because of our love for each other. And in no way did that have to do with the fact that we were both at business school together and she was about to be deported. It was our undying love, and that's why we got married. Not because I thought a girl going to the top business schools in the entire world getting deported because she's working on a student visa and there's like a no, that I thought that was disgusting and I wanted to help a friend. And we when we had sex, it was purely because of the sex, not because of hot sexual feelings doing something illegal. There was nothing illegal going on. We loved each other. And unfortunately, it didn't work out after she received her green card. Everyone have a good week. Ben out. Bye.